The house was unusually quiet as Vine walked through the front door, her footsteps echoing in the empty hallways. She set her bag down on the small table by the entrance. She winced at the memory of this morning. Everything went wrong. Jungkook's office door was closed, a sure sign that he was inside. Vine sighed, her heart heavy with guilt. She hadn't meant to ruin his papers, those important documents that he had been working on for weeks. It had been an incident, a careless mistake when she had tried to clean up his office while he was out. But Jungkook had been furious, and instead of yelling or lecturing her, he had gone completely silent. That was the worst part, the cold silence. Jungkook wasn't one to raise his voice often, but when he was truly upset, he shut down, retreating himself and leaving her out in the cold. Taking a deep breath, Wine knocked softly on the door. There was no answer, but she wasn't surprised. She turned the knob and pushed the door open, stepping inside. Jungkook was seated at his desk, his back to the door as he stared at the computer screen. The soft glow of the monitor cast a shadow on his sharp features, and even from behind, Wine could see the tension in his shoulders. Wine, Jungkook, she said softly as she closed the door behind her. He didn't respond, his fingers tapping absently on the keyboard as if he hadn't heard her. Vine bit her lips. Wasn't that a little too much of torture? She was going to pull his ears as soon as she made him smile. She crossed the room, moving closer to him until she was standing right beside his chair. Vine, don't be mad at me. I was just trying to help. My clumsy self shouldn't do things. You're right, she said softly, sadly, almost dramatically, but received no answer from him. Vine, I hate it when you're like this. I hate it when you won't talk to me. She mumbled. Jungkook's fingers stilled on the keyboard, but he didn't turn to look at her. Taking a step closer, one leaned down, pressing a soft face to the side of his neck. His skin was warm against her lips, and she felt him tense slightly at the contact. But he didn't pull away. Encouraged, Juan continued, trailing gentle kisses along the curve of his neck, his lips brushing against his ear as she whispered, Wine, I'm sorry, Jungkook. His breath hitched slightly, but he still didn't say anything. She moved around to the front of his chair, her hands resting on his shoulders as she knelt down in front of him. Wine, don't be mad. I'll do anything to make up to you. Finally, Jungkook's gaze met hers, his eyes dark, filled with a storm of emotions. For a moment, neither of them moved. Then, in one swift motion, Jungkook's arms wrapped around her, pulling her into his lap as his lips crushed against hers in a heated, desperate kiss. Vine gasped in surprise, but she kissed him back almost instantly. The kiss was intense. Jungkook held her so possessively. When they finally pulled apart, both of them were breathing heavily, their foreheads resting against each other as they tried to catch their breath. Vine, seriously, Jungkook, girls forgive easily. She chuckled. She was going to spoil him if it came to that. Not like she was complaining when it was clearly her fault. Vine, that's good you agreed. I had a good deal to present otherwise. Jungkook, and that is? He raised a brow, holding her closer to him. Vine, a lot of kisses and your favorite handmade food, and I'll also be serving you as your personal assistant for a whole week until we are done with those documents and the other work you have. Jungkook, good. I'm still mad. That's a good bargain to begin with. She blinked eyes at how fast he changed his expressions. Vine, I thought we were good. Jungkook, I didn't confirm that though. Don't go around making assumptions by yourself. She glared at him and she shrugged. Fine, fine, you win, Your Highness. Jungkook, I'm sorry for being mad. When they got ruined, I felt like everything was falling apart. I didn't want to be mad at you or yell at you, but I still didn't know how to handle it while talking. Fine, I understand. You don't have to apologize. And I promise I'll be more careful next time. But please, Jungkook, don't shut me out. We're in this together, remember? Jungkook nodded, his hand coming up to cup her cheek as he pressed a gentle kiss to her forehead. Jungkook, now my kisses. She chuckled and wrapped her arms around his neck. A kiss there followed by a trail of them up his neck, jaw, and his cheek, before she softly cupped his face and placed one on his eye. It was such a peaceful and love filled moment for him. All of his earlier frustration melted away, replaced by love and peace. He swore he was going to ask for kisses next time instead of shutting himself out. For a moment, they stayed like that, wrapped up in each other, letting the warmth of their embrace wash away the remnants of the tension that had lingered between them. It was in these moments, when the world was reduced to just the two of them, that Wine knew they could face everything together. Jungkook, you should ruin things often. I am up for some good deals. Wine, nah, ain't happening. She got up running away and screamed and laughed when Jungkook followed her. He was usually a stoic, grumpy type, but she loved moments like this, when he would loosen up and follow her craziness. She loved him so dearly.